What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So we need to talk about CRO and how a lot of people could become, very, very wealthy, become CRO millionaires. And the reason that I'm saying this is because we could see CRO do a massive burn in the coming days, in the coming months, maybe in the next year or so, which would be absolutely crazy for the overall potential of where this can go and the amount of people that are holding certain amounts. You could see massive amounts that are burned. Now, we do have to factor in some things when it comes to this overall burn, but we're going to talk about that later in the video. So before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. Some of those links being the Discord group, my Patreon, all those different types of things that help out the channel so much. So if you guys want to help it out, click some of those links and search around. But anyways, we're here to talk about Cronos. Currently, Cronos is down 7%. And, I'm very excited. And people are probably like, hey, Matt, why are you excited about Cronos being down 7%? Well, one, because I'm buying more. Two, because it's just a low price where there's a lot of opportunity that can be made. It's just amazing to see this position drop so low to a low point where it actually had a higher supply before and was to this point before, but now you're seeing it with a lower supply, and it's back down to these lower levels, which gives you an opportunity to invest at the lowest point possible, or at least close to the lowest point. We can't predict the absolute low, but at least close to the lowest point. So let's go through where Cronos is, and then we're going to talk about why I believe we could see something pretty massive happening in the next, month or year or so, right? Let's say by the end of this year, I would hope to see something like this happen, but it's not a given. It's not guaranteed that it's going to happen. And you probably already know because, thumbnail and the title really give away a lot. But let's talk about Cronos. So Cronos is currently at 15 cents, 15.9 cents, or 16 cents if you want to round up. It's down 7.61% over the day. You could see that it got all the way down to 15.8. Still the higher 15.9s, closer to the 16-cent range. It had a high in the last 24 hours of 17 cents. You could see the market cap is at a $4 billion market cap. The total volume is up by 30%, but you're seeing that across the board. You're seeing the volume up on things like Shiba Inu, on Terra, on ApeCoin, or whatever you're looking at, right? Because volume doesn't necessarily mean that it's buying, right? It could be selling, could be shorting, all those different things that go into the markets. So obviously, with it being down, you can kind of predict that the increased volume is probably a lot of selling pressure that's going through. So 31% increase in volume, 26.8 million. You can see this right here, the circulating supply, which may be wrong. I don't know why this is still this way because they burned off 76 billion coins total. That means that there should be 24, a little under 24 billion that's left in total supply, not just circulating supply. But here we're seeing circulating supply at 25.26 or 83% of the max supply, which the max supply shows 30 billion. Okay. We understand that they burned off 70 billion all in one shot, and that makes it to the 30 billion mark. But if you look at the dead wallet, it shows 76 billion in there. So what's left out of the 100 billion that was there, it should be a little bit less than 24 billion because it's 76 point something, right? If we look at some history, we look at all history, let's scroll out. We look at all history, we're going to see that this, really made that move from, 3 cents, or I guess all the way back here in 2019 where it was 1 cent. I actually was looking at it then, was looking at it back here when it was 4 cents. It increased all the way up to a level of 90 cents before decreasing down to this low level. Now we know that this is definitely a possibility to get back to 90 cents. That's not really the craziest market cap. It's a $22 billion market cap for something that's heavily used, for a token that's heavily used within the Cronos network and the Cronos ecosystem. It's definitely something that we look at as an easy possibility to get back up to that 22, maybe even 30 or 40 or $50 billion mark. I believe that this should be, more of a top three token. It's going to be something that really does have an impact, and a lot of people like the Cronos network. They like flowing through crypto.com. But let's talk about the reason why you're here. Why do I think we're going to see a massive burn that could happen within the next, maybe 6 months, by the end of this year, or happening soon, right? Something that could be announced out of nowhere. Well, if you aren't familiar with the 70 billion burn, the 70 billion CRO burn happened on February 22nd, 2021. Now, they basically said, you know what, we need to burn off this supply because there's too much that's out there. You have 60 billion that will be burned today on the 22nd, and then 10.4 billion that's burned through lock smart contracts, all of that stuff, right? All the different detail that you have there. Now, when you look at this date, February 22nd, 2021, and you look at the price of where that was, it's interesting to me because the price, as we go into Cronos and we look at February, let's scroll in, and we look at February 22nd. February 22nd, you can see on the screen was at 15.9. So that's when they decided to do a burn. 15.9 was the price when they decided to do a burn. What's the price now? Well, we're at 15.9. I'm not saying that it's going to happen just because it's at the same price. I'm saying even though we burned 70 billion, you're still down to that price where you were when they made the burn, right? So it's not something to where you're like, hey, you know what? They can't burn at this price because they already burned so much. The price increased so much. Yes, the price did increase so much, but the markets came all the way back down, right? It increased all the way up to 90 cents, which you would think, hey, you know what? It's not coming back here. It's going to hover around 40 cents at least. It's going to stay there and consolidate. And that's what it was looking like. It was hovering around 39, 40 cents and staying there. But then when you see the market pull back so far, you see this get back to a certain price, 16 cents, 15.9, 15.8, right? Seeing it down to those points. So the point that I'm making here is that it's not difficult for them to do financially or money-wise because it's back down to the point to where they were at when they made the initial burn, right? So that's why I'm thinking that if they end up doing something to make this not like relevant, but at least compete with BNB, this could be the time, right? It's at the lowest price possible. A buy and burn would not hurt them as much as it would if they was at 40 cents or 90 cents. So it's definitely a possibility. Now, do I know that it will happen? No. Do I think that it will happen? I do think that we will see some sort of massive announcement that will burn off some coins. Now, we still have to factor into the amount that's staked because there's a lot that's still being staked throughout crypto.com. There's a lot that's still being staked throughout the DeFi wallet. There's a lot being used throughout the network itself. So I would love to see something big like that and get Cronos down to the tens of billions, or sorry, not tens of billions, but single digit billions. I would love to see that. If you can get this down to 5 billion, that would be phenomenal. If you can get this lower than $1 billion, that would be absolutely amazing. Now, this is where you start to understand the detail behind burns, because burns can be a large impact if something is insanely popular. So Cronos was insanely popular, and it still is very, very popular. But the point is that when it does gain popularity, prices rise, but you can still see it fall back down to previous lows, depending on what the market cap looks like, right? The market cap can run at the same rate, and then you see the price increase, but the market cap can also fall, and you could see it at a lesser price. So it doesn't mean, just because you burn doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to increase. You have other variables that take place to where this will either increase or decrease. So it's getting me really excited that a lot of people can make money from this, or at least set themselves up for life, by investing at some of these lows and seeing the fact that they can decrease the supply, get this to the level that we want it to get to. And This may all be in the works and we don't even know about it, right? So we're at these low prices where it gives them the opportunity to think about it, think about burning. But when we were at 30 cents and 40 cents, I'm sure they weren't even thinking about that opportunity, right? And this burn happened, over a year ago. So maybe they're due for another one. You don't know, right? And this is all speculation. Everything's speculation here. But I'm trying to, one, get myself excited because I'm continuing to buy more. And two, understand the possibilities of what could happen. Now, will it happen? I don't know. Can it? Yes. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this. Is it something that's in the works? Do you feel like they're going to burn another 25 billion, or they're going to burn another 24 billion, or whatever? Let me know. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of those links down below. It does help out the channel, but I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you in the next one.